Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I'm not sure what time of day it is where you are, but welcome to this live English lesson about New Year's resolutions. I'm not sure if you're watching this live or if you're watching this later, but it's a good time to talk about all the things people promise they will do in the new year. By the way, this is my first live lesson of the new year, so I'm pretty excited to do it. It looks like everything is working correctly, so I am very happy about that. What was I going to say? I was going to say that I forgot to set the timer this time, so maybe I'm out of sorts a little bit. But again, welcome to this live English lesson about New Year's resolutions. Should I start it with the timer? Should we go to the timer? No, let's not do that. I will start fresh now that I've made sure that everything is working properly. So here we go. 3, 2, 1. Welcome to this English lesson about New Year's resolutions. If you don't know what a New Year's resolution is, it's a promise you make to yourself when the new year starts. Many people around the world, when the new year begins, they promise that they'll change their life somehow. They'll do something different so that their life is usually better. I think 99.9% of New Year's resolutions are a promise to yourself to make your life better. And I'll give you plenty of examples in this English lesson, but welcome to this English lesson about New Year's resolutions. So again, this is my first live stream of the new year. I'm pretty excited for 2023. I'm excited to make more English lessons. I'm excited to spend more time with my family. I don't actually have that many New Year's resolutions. Most of my promises to myself for this year are things that I'm already doing. I'm going to make sure that I exercise a lot. I'm going to make sure that I eat healthy. And I'll get into a lot of the specifics of different New Year's resolutions in this lesson. But for myself, my New Year's resolution is keep making good English lessons, eat healthy, exercise, spend more time with family if I can find the time. So let's get into this lesson. Before we do, though, I want to say hi and Happy New Year to Key Park, Harry 300, Freddie Wolf, Paco San, Mode Eggs, Lolly Lolly, John Wedge. Let's scroll down here and see who else do we have. Many people. Jamal, a new person. Welcome, Jamal. Kania, Ryan, Tuba, Canyon. So many familiar names and new names. Welcome to this English lesson that I hope will go well. Are you ready to get started? Let me do an audio check for a minute. Should we do a focus check too? Yes, it's definitely focusing. So that's good. But let's get this lesson started. Here we go. One of the biggest New Year's resolutions, one of the biggest things people promise to do is to lose weight. We live in a world where in some countries, people are very fit. People are very healthy. In North America, though, we have a bit of a problem. A lot of people in North America eat too much. A lot of people in North America are overweight, and this can lead to a number of health problems. So one New Year's resolution, probably one of the most common ones in North America, is for someone to say, I'm going to lose weight this year. I am 200 pounds. I'm going to try and lose 10 pounds. I'm going to try and lose 20 pounds. I want to be my ideal weight. So as I described losing weight there, I used a number of English phrases and terms to talk about it. People say how many pounds they want to lose. I want to lose 20 pounds this year. I want to be closer to my ideal weight. My doctor says I am obese. Obese is a word to describe someone who weighs too much. So many times you'll hear someone say, my New Year's resolution is to lose weight. I think it's probably the most common one. To go along with that, many people say they will exercise more. You will often hear someone say, I've been sitting around a lot. In 2022, I sat around too much. I wasn't active enough. I need to exercise more. So they will probably get a membership at the gym. The gym I go to in January, there are a lot of new members all of a sudden. People decide that they're going to lose weight. One of the ways they're going to do that is by exercising more. And so they get a gym membership. Now, there are a lot of other ways to lose weight. You can definitely, there are a lot of different ways to exercise besides joining a gym. You can, of course, walk every day. You can go for a run. You can walk your dog. You can exercise at home as well. All of those things will help you be more fit. So another way to describe it is to get in shape. You've heard me use the phrase to get fit, to exercise more. We also sometimes say to get in shape. I'm going to get in shape this year. When you don't exercise, your muscles get smaller. You don't look fit. And so when you say you want to get in shape, it means you're going to lift weights. You're going to do things that make your body look better. You're going to do things that make your body look healthier. You are going to have a New Year's resolution to get in shape. And of course, along with this is the New Year's resolution to eat healthy food. You could also say eat healthier. I'm going to eat healthier foods this year. Maybe in 2022, you ate a lot of chips, you ate a lot of snacks, you ate a lot of chocolate. Maybe you ate a lot of foods that aren't good for you. And so you're going to say, you know what? It's 2023. My New Year's resolution is that I am going to eat healthy. I'm going to eat healthier food so that my body is just happier. By the way, when you eat healthy food, you just feel better. It gives you more energy. It makes your life more enjoyable, and it's just good all around. This is a great New Year's resolution, by the way, to eat healthy. You might decide that you want to do something that's good for your mind. One of the things that's good for your mind is to read more, especially if you're learning English, by the way. You should read more English books. But one of your New Year's resolutions might be to read more books, to just learn more things, to explore the world through reading. It's one of the cheapest ways to explore the world is to read a book that takes place in another part of the world. But certainly a common New Year's resolution is for people to say, you know what, I'm going to read more. I'm going to get a library card and I'm going to check more books out of the library. Or I'm going to buy a couple of self-help books to improve myself. A self-help book tells you how to be a better person, how to take care of yourself. So one of your New Year's resolutions might be to read more. I think personally, this is a great New Year's resolution. I think reading is a very good thing to do. So if you can find time in 2023 to read more, you should do that. And here's another one. This one's difficult for me. You might say, I'm going to work less in 2023. I'm going to spend more time doing things with friends or family. I'm going to work less. I work too much. I'm going to work less. This is not my New Year's resolution. I think I work just the right amount. I don't work too much and I don't work too little. And I don't think work is bad. I think work, if you have the right job, can be very rewarding and can be very, very enjoyable. So, but for you, maybe you're working 60 hours a week. Maybe you just don't need to work that much. Maybe you want to cut back and work 45 hours a week or something a little more normal. That might be your New Year's resolution. And then here's another big one. A lot of people decide they are going to save money. They are going to spend less money. That is a great New Year's resolution. You can see there's a little piggy bank in the background there. A piggy bank is a little thing shaped like a pig. Yes, the thing that goes, that's my pig sound for the day. And you can put money in it. And often children will have a piggy bank and they will put money in the piggy bank. So I found a picture of money with a piggy bank to kind of illustrate that some people will say, you know, in 2023, I'm going to save money. I'm going to start to put money in the bank for my retirement, or I'm going to spend less. I'm going to just try and save money, maybe so that you can go on a trip or something else fun. but certainly saving money is a common New Year's resolution. And then, of course, you might decide you're going to travel more. We've had a number of years here where travel was difficult or impossible. And for many people, I heard many people over the last few days say that their New Year's resolution is to travel more, to see the world, we sometimes say in English. This is not my New Year's resolution. I'm not planning to travel more in the new year, although I would love to go somewhere this year. I'm not sure what travel will be like, but maybe my New Year's resolution is to go on a trip to another country. We'll see if Jen will agree to come with me. But certainly an exciting New Year's resolution would be to travel more, to see the world, or to visit another country. You might want to start a new hobby. Sometimes you look at your life and you think, this isn't exciting enough. I'm not doing enough exciting things. I should start a new hobby. A hobby is something you do for fun and for enjoyment. This person is starting a new hobby. They are going to start having houseplants. So it looks like they are repotting a plant. It looks like they bought a plant and it was in a small pot, and they bought some potting soil and they're moving the plant to a new pot. So having houseplants would be one new hobby. You could start a new hobby that involves playing a new sport. Maybe you want to collect stamps. There's a variety of things you can do as hobbies. And maybe in 2023, your New Year's resolution is to start a new hobby, to find something interesting to collect, something interesting to do, something interesting to make. Maybe you want to start woodworking or something. But hobbies are fun and hobbies are cool. And this goes back to the eating one. Eating healthier might involve this. You might decide to eat out less. You might decide that you're not going to get food from restaurants as often. Here in North America, you can get food delivered with Uber Eats or something called Skip the Dishes. It's an app that lets you get food delivered. By the way, it doesn't work out here on the farm. We're too far away. Maybe you're going to get takeout less, or what's called takeaway in other countries. Maybe what you're going to do, instead of eating at a restaurant or getting food from a restaurant a lot, you're going to cook at home more. Sometimes people decide that one of the best ways to get healthy and to start a new hobby is to get food from restaurants less and cook at home more. Buy all the ingredients from a grocery store and make your own food at home. I think this is a great New Year's resolution. I think eating at home, it's not just healthier, but it saves you money as well. So you save money, you get healthier, you have a new hobby. Cooking at home more is a great, great New Year's resolution. One of the best ones, in my opinion. Hey, let's look at some questions, though. Let me have a little sip of water here, and I will get the questions ready. As I do that, I do want to say hello and Happy New Year's again to everyone. Happy New Year to Dave in particular. Thanks for being here this morning, Dave. And thanks to those of you that sent me kind messages over the new year. I got a very nice message from Mode Ag. Thank you, Mode, for the message and the gift. That was awesome. Thank you very much. It's nice when I hear someone let me know I'm appreciated. It makes me feel happy inside. So thank you for that. Let's get some questions done. Let me see what kind of questions we have here. Vitor says, what advice would you give to your 20-year-old self? Thank you, Bob. This is a challenging one because I like where I am now. So I don't want to change the past. So I don't want it to be, if I change the past, something different happens. But what would I say to my 20-year-old self? Exercise more and eat healthier food. Get good at that at a younger age. Those would be the two things that I would say. Exercise more, make it a habit, something you do every day, for sure. Let's see here. Next question. Yaroslav, morning, the wisest teacher, Bob. Hope you're having a great time. My New Year's resolutions: be kind, learn English, and get some weight. What about you? Thanks. Get some weight or lose some weight. Really depends. If you're feeling a little bit light, you might want to put on some weight, or you might want to lose weight. I'm not sure which it is. I would say I'm going to try and do the same, but I'm going to try and be kind, learn some more French, different language, and maybe lose a bit of weight. I'm doing okay on the weight front, but maybe I should try and lose a little bit of weight. Let's see here. From Renata. Hi, Bob. Happy New Year, sir. Thank you. Happy New Year to you as well. My New Year's resolution is to become multilingual. What's yours? Have a wonderful day. So again, I don't have any real new New Year's resolutions, but I have continuing New Year's resolutions from years ago. Exercise as much as I can and eat healthy. Those would be two of the best ones. And I'm going to borrow from Yaroslav and say, be kind as well. Let's see here. Here's from BM. My resolution is to buy a car and divorce my wife and travel to the moon. What about you, Bob? Do you hope that you get more money and change your old van? We might replace one of the vans this year, but we might try to drive them both for another year. Our vans are old, but during the pandemic, we didn't drive very much. So I think the red van, if there had been no pandemic, we would be replacing it now. But at this point, they have relatively, I wouldn't say low kilometers, but they don't have a lot of kilometers on them. And they both still run. So I'm not going to do that yet. Let's see here. To get more money, money is all relative, I think. I think health and happiness are more important than money. So I'm going to focus on the first two. And I do have a nice job. I'm just going to keep doing that job to earn a living. Mode says, so basically Mr. Bob's New Year's resolution is to be more consistent with the things he's already doing. Yes, that is correct, Mode. Be more consistent. Keep on doing what I'm doing. Lolly Lolly, I never keep my good resolutions. Some tips for me? Thanks, Bob. Well, so what I do is I challenge myself. So in December, I challenged myself to walk every day for 31 days. In January, I challenged myself to walk Monday through Friday every week for the entire month, so take the weekends off. For me, the best way to motivate myself is to create challenges. That really helps me. So maybe that will help for you. Like, let's say your plan is to only eat on restaurants on Saturdays, then I would make a calendar and check off every day you eat at home, and then see if that helps you, because for me, that would help quite a bit. Let me have a sip here. Let's see. Excuse me. Andre Pedron, I wish better English communication for everyone. That's a great wish. When there's a heavy snowy day and people can't go to work, does the government have some economic aid for people? No. So some people get paid even if they stay at home. So I have a job where I am paid a salary. I'm not paid by the hour, I'm paid a salary. And so if I have a snow day, I still get paid. My sister gets paid by the hour. If she has a snow day, she doesn't get paid. So it really depends on the job that you do. Let's see here. Janeth says, I guess you have Michael Morpurgo's Shadow book. Am I correct? I don't have that book, but I will look it up to see what it's all about. Excuse me. Not sure why I'm coughing. I feel fine. So sorry about that. Let's see here. From New Year, some crazy mode. Hi, Mode. Hello, awesome Bob. Hello, 2023. I know it's a dad joke, but I'm going to say it anyways. Oh, we haven't seen you live since last year. Sorry. Wish you an infinite stream of ideas. Thanks, Mode. That is probably a great wish to give someone like me. The best thing you can wish for me is to have great ideas for making good English lessons. So let me check something here. I feel like my focus is off again, but maybe it's not. And you guys have told me before not to worry about that. So I'll try not to worry about it. From Jamal, we have, in your opinion, what is the best way to realize the goal? Track it on a calendar. That for me, like I was mentioning earlier to Lolly Lolly, the best way for me to get to attain a goal or to reach a goal is to track it. If I was going to take if I were you and I was going to take an English test in 3 months, I would print out a paper calendar, and every day of the week I would write down reading, writing, listening, speaking, and I would check off which ones I did. I would keep track of what I'm doing. For me, when I can visually see my progress, whether it's walking or studying or anything like that, it really helps me to do well. So I would track it on a calendar on the wall. Let's see here. Benny, used to be partying? I'm not sure. It's that time of year again. Are you excited about 2023? Personally, I'm not. What do you do when you have a family member consistently feeling suicidal? So this is a very serious question. I would say, number one, you have to make sure that person has help. You need to make sure they have medical help. Secondly, you need to personally make sure that you talk to them a lot. And I think it's important that you realize that they're going through something very challenging, and you are not the only person that can help them. You're certainly not going to fix things if they're feeling sad or depressed. So I'm not an expert here, but I would say if you have a family member who is in that situation, you should definitely get medical help. You should definitely make sure that you educate yourself about what to do. So you yourself should do a lot of research about how to support that person. And I feel for you. That's a challenging situation. I hope you can find the time to help that person a lot. So Benny, my thoughts are with you on that one. From Yuri, hello, sir. I heard that you're visiting a gym regularly. What's your exercises and how many do you press and squat? Stay strong. Not a lot. So I use all of the machines. The machines are, where there's a handle and weights, and you set the weight and then you can lift. So I do the press and I do the pull and I do the push, I do the overhead press and I do the pull down. I do all of the machines, and the weight is anywhere from 40 pounds to maybe 75 pounds, depending on the machine. For the press, I can do 75 pounds. I know that doesn't sound like a lot, but I'm an older person, so I'm very happy because when I started, I could only do about 45 pounds. But yes, I do all of the machines in order to not necessarily build muscle, but to maintain my strength and my muscles. Where are we at here? It looks like we need to get back to the lesson. So let's do that. Let me get a sip of water here. And we will get back to the lesson. So step 0 says, hello, could I learn English only with reading? I'm curious about it. And not in my opinion. You need to read, you need to write, you need to listen, you need to speak. You need to practice all of them. By the way, I'll be doing a live stream tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And you can ask me any questions you want. So come back tomorrow. It's the first Saturday of the month. So it's time for a Saturday lesson tomorrow. Okay, here we go. Spend more time with family or spend more time with friends. One of the things that can happen is our lives get too busy. In English, people will often say, my life's too busy right now. I'm too busy right now. I don't have time to visit my family or visit my friends. Maybe you have an older parent. Maybe you haven't seen your brothers or sisters for a while, if you're my age. So one of the things people often say is they say, I'm going to create a New Year's resolution. I'm going to spend more time with family. Or maybe you haven't seen your friends enough, and so you're going to spend more time with friends. Both of those are great New Year's resolutions. I think spending time with people is very important. If you are too busy, life will go by really fast, and eventually you'll realize you haven't talked to anyone for a while. So make sure you spend a good amount of time with family and with friends. It's very important. Hey, Freddie Wolf in the chat. Hi, Bob. I didn't find any present idea for you for Christmas, so let me offer you this little gift with a little delay. Once again, I wish you the best New Year 2023 and that all your wishes come true. Thanks, Freddie, for the super chat. Thank you for the kind wishes. You are awesome. Merci beaucoup. I very much appreciate that. And I wish you a happy New Year as well. Mode says, cool. I'm excited for tomorrow. Yes, live stream. A little earlier than normal, though, 10 a.m. I hope I'm not overlapping Brent. I know Brent has a live stream tomorrow. Yes, I should double check his time. Let's get back though. Those aren't the slides. Try something new. So we had the slide to start a new hobby. You could also just say you're going to try something new. This person, I think, is paddleboarding. It's where you stand up on a floating, looks like a surfboard, but it's not, and then you paddle in the water. Sometimes in life, there are new things. Something like reading a book or collecting stamp is a common hobby that people have done for a long time. But sometimes people invent new things to do. So you should try something new in the new year. Sometimes people will say, my life is a little bit boring. I am going to try something new. I'm going to try something new in 2023. That is my New Year's resolution. So in Canada and in the United States, people will sometimes say they're going to try and shop local. Let me explain this. There are businesses close to me where they grow vegetables or they grow fruit or they make things themselves. But there are also places to buy things where everything comes from other countries. In Canada and in the United States, we've been encouraged the last few years to shop local. This means instead of me going to Toronto to eat in a restaurant, I should go to the restaurant in my town because that helps the people who own that restaurant. It helps people who live closer to me. So you might, as a New Year's resolution, decide, you know what? I'm going to stop buying clothes that are made in another country. Sorry if it's made in your country. And I am going to buy clothes from the local clothing store where they are made in Canada or where the clothes are actually made in the store that sells them. So you might decide to shop local. This happens a lot more with eating. People sometimes try to buy food that's grown close to them because it's better for the environment. It doesn't have to go on a truck or on a boat. I don't do this because I really like bananas and you can't grow bananas in Canada. So I don't always shop local, but sometimes I try to. You might try to drink more water. I'm going to have a sip of water right now. Sometimes people are very busy and sometimes they don't drink enough. It's very common at work for people to have a bottle of water with them. Not one that you buy in the store, but like one you can refill. We actually have water refilling stations at our school, so you can refill your water bottle. I'm kind of cheap though. I don't have a water bottle. I just use an old cup. I just have an old cup. But you might decide that it is healthy to drink more water. You might decide, I don't drink enough water. My New Year's resolution is to drink more water so that I am healthier. And if you hear someone say that they're going to drink less, they are talking about alcoholic drinks. Sometimes people drink too much. In English, when you say you're going to drink less, or if you say that you think someone drinks too much, you're talking about alcoholic beverages. You're talking about beer or wine or liquor. You're talking about things that have alcohol in them. So if someone says, my New Year's resolution is to drink less, it means they're going to drink less beer or they're going to drink less wine. They're not talking about water or milk. They're talking about alcoholic beverages. And sometimes people who smoke, their New Year's resolution will be to quit smoking because smoking has adverse effects on your health. Smoking is bad for you. So you can get lung cancer. You can get a lot of different things because of smoking. Smoking is not a healthy thing. So often people will say, you know what, my New Year's resolution this year is to quit smoking. You might decide that you're going to sleep more. Did you notice a lot of these New Year's resolutions have the word more or less in it? Most of them are things people do, but they might have a desire to do it less or more. No one ever decides that their New Year's resolution is to sleep less. Sometimes people are like, I'm going to sleep more, or I'm going to try and go to bed on time, or I'm going to try and not stay up late. A number of ways of saying it, but definitely I've heard a few people say, you know what, my New Year's resolution is to sleep more. I'm going to go to bed on time. Or sometimes people will just say, I'm going to try to have a more regular sleep pattern. I'm going to go to bed at 10 and get up at 6 every day. I don't need to do this one. I have a very regular sleep pattern. You might join a club. So part of finding something new to do or starting a new hobby might involve joining a club. In Canada, we have a lot of different clubs. This is a sport called curling, and they're always looking for new members. So you can join a curling club. This is a sport where you throw a heavy stone on the ice and it slides and you try to get it into the circle. It's a little more complicated than that, but it is a fun game. I've played it 2 or 3 times. But maybe you join a club. In this way, you can get out, you can meet other people, and you can learn something new. Maybe you want to join a book club. A book club is a club where everyone reads the same book, and then once a month or every 6 weeks or so, they get together and talk about it. So join a club. A great way to have a great new year is to do something new like joining a club. Eat more vegetables. Maybe one of the ways you're going to eat healthier is by increasing the amount of fruits and vegetables in your diet, in particular vegetables. Sometimes I wonder if I eat enough vegetables in a day. I usually have carrots. I usually have some cucumbers. I usually have some sort of green bean with my supper. Sometimes I'll have something leafy like a salad or maybe even on a sandwich. But sometimes I wonder if I'm getting the 6 or 7 vegetables I'm supposed to eat each day. I think I should probably eat more vegetables. Buy a plant. So we went back at the beginning, we talked about, let's see, what slide was that? Start a new hobby. So one of the hobbies you could start is you could buy a house plant. You could buy something that grows, that makes the air in your house better. You could buy a plant and you could enjoy the greenery. I have a plant. It looks a little dark here, but I do have a plant back here, and it helps me to be happy in the winter. It's nice to have a plant. Hey, we're going to do members only questions, and I have a lot of slides left. So I think I'm probably talking longer each time, more than I normally do. But let's do members only questions. And then we'll get back to the lesson in just a moment. As I do that, I do want to thank my members. If you're a member, you can ask a question directly in the chat right now. But thank you for sticking with me and helping support my channel. You guys are awesome. I do really, really appreciate it. As we do members only, I will also continue to answer questions here. So here we go. Yaroslav says, I'm going to put on some weight. That's how you would say that. If you want to weigh more, you would say, I'm going to put on some weight. Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you too. Susie says, hi, Teacher Bob. Thanks for your helpful course. I try to be more healthy this year. That's a great New Year's resolution. It's a good idea to try and be healthier. Azam says, hello, the best teacher. Happy New Year to you. Best wishes for you and your family. Thank you so much, Azam. That is a very nice wish. I wish the same for you. Let's see here. It says, feel free to correct. Have you heard of mindfulness? For 2023, I want to make time for practicing that. And of course, English. What's your thought on the mindset of New Year, New Me? Well, I'm a little old to reinvent myself. In English, when you reinvent yourself, it means you try to be a new person. But I do think your direction of mindfulness, thinking about everything you do for yourself and for others, is a good thing. In the busyness of life, we can forget to think about what we're doing and how it affects our own self or other people. So be mindful in everything that you do. Diana, is it better to have lots of resolutions or just to focus on 1 or 2? Hello, Bob. I am from Ecuador. I would say 1 or 2. That's my recommendation. Mode Eggs in the chat says, maybe you should have to talk less as your New Year's resolution. Mr. Bob, nah, just kidding. Yeah, maybe I should. We should see. One of my problems is talking is my job, both on YouTube and at school. So I never thought that my voice would be my most important attribute or the most important thing about me for earning a living. Let's see. Minyi says, Happy New Year. Thank you very much, Minyi. That is a nice sentiment. Happy New Year to you as well. John Wedge says, hello, Bob. Happy New Year, my friend. Good to see you again. No question today, just practicing my listening. My New Year's resolution is to make my IELTS exam in 2023. Well, I hope it goes really well, and I hope you do really well on it. Study hard, practice, get ready. From Winterwright, hi Bob, my New Year's resolution is studying English hard and learn a lot of vocabulary by heart. Please give me some tips. For me personally, the best way for me to learn vocabulary when I'm studying French, the language I'm learning, is to read, to limit myself to only looking up one word or two words per page, and then immediately writing those down and using them in a sentence. And then I try to use that word in my next conversation with my speaking partner. So read. When you're reading, you will naturally find new words. Write that word in a sentence. Use that word with your speaking partner if you can. Mianyi says, my mom will go to Canada in February. She is so excited. Very, very cool. I hope she enjoys the visit. And Yaroslav says, talking is my job. I feel you. Yes, I never thought as a kid that talking would be my job. It's an interesting job, talking. Mark over here says, Bob, hi Bob. How can the New Year resolution inspire us to take actions to make our wishes come true? The New Year is just a time where you can just step back, think, and then plan. There's nothing special about the New Year, but it feels like a good time to change the way you live a little bit for the better. But I would say the best thing is to set a goal and create a system to get to that goal. So if my goal is to be healthier, the system is to walk every day and eat healthier and track it. Key Park from the chat says, in the new year, I'm going to travel a bit more, learn a bit more English, and try something new. I don't make too many resolutions. I can't keep them. Happy New Year. Those are good resolutions because I think they're easy to keep. They're not very strict. You can easily accomplish all those things. Key Park. Great resolutions. Lolly says to Zeev, it's not snowing in my area and it's not too cold. The same here, Lolly. It's actually kind of warm here. If you watched my video on my other channel this morning, I don't like it. I like it when it's -7 and snowing, and right now it is 4 degrees and it's supposed to rain today. Not good January weather. Yaroslav says, what does the word groovy mean? I heard it lots of times on American YouTube things. Groovy is an older word that means cool. It's not used as much anymore, but you could say, oh, Bob's lessons are really groovy. It means you think they're really cool. If you said that, I would be, that would make me feel nice. Mode says, all the best on the IELTS exam, John Wedge. By the way, I still remember the promise I made to you about nagging Mr. Bob until he makes the lesson. Sounds different objects make. I will definitely get to that lesson. That's a great lesson idea. I don't know why I haven't made it yet. I should get to that as soon as possible. Noriko, what was the hardest resolution that you were glad that you went for? Thanks. I think for me, the hardest resolution, that's tricky. I've made a number of New Year's resolutions and I'm pretty good at keeping them for 3 or 4 months. I think they have to be in line with key parts. They have to be manageable for it to be. I think staying fit and walking was challenging for me a few years ago. It isn't anymore. Let's see here. Murat says, hello, Teacher Bob. What do you think studying 2 different languages at the same time? For example, learning English while studying German grammar in English. For me, this is not possible. For some people, this is very easy. I would not be able to study 2 languages at the same time. I tried to learn a little bit of Chinese and I just got mixed up in my brain with the French I was learning. So some people can do it, but it's not something I could do. Noriko says, does Jen have a resolution for her flower business? Her resolution is to grow flowers in a more sustainable way. What that means is we want to learn how to take better care of the soil this year. Every year we do this a little bit more. There are older ways of farming that aren't good for the soil. and there are newer ways of farming that are really good. So we're always learning how to take better care of the soil. Yaroslav, Bob, your lessons are extremely groovy. Now everybody knows. Thank you, Yaroslav. Rod's here. Hi, Rod. Good to see you. Hey, it was fun to be in your Christmas video. Thanks for letting me do a little clip for that. Rod says, hello, everyone. Mode Egg says, I think since you're a farmer, it's only fair to ask how much you lift of the farmer's carry. Yes, that's a name for an exercise. Great for forearms and core strength. I've never done it. I'm pretty sure, is that the one where you carry 2 weights on your sides? I'll look it up and I'll let you know, but probably not a lot. Maybe 30 pounds or 40 pounds on each side. Rod says, nice to see you all. And Rod says, hello, Mr. Bob. Good to see you. Lolly says, hello, Rod. Hey, so I'm going to turn off members only chat and we're going to get back to the lesson. I do have quite a bit to cover yet. So give me a second here. Sorry if I'm shortchanging you by a minute for the members only chat, but we need to get this lesson finished, I think, in the allotted time. So let's get back to it. I might go a little faster. We'll see. Take the stairs. So this is a funny thing that we sometimes say. I'm going to take the stairs more. In North America, and I'm sure in your part of the world, you can take the escalator or the elevator. There are many ways to get from point A to point B that don't involve walking. So sometimes people will say, in order to be healthy, instead of taking the elevator at work to the 4th floor, I'm going to take the stairs every day. So it will add a little bit of activity in my life. So sometimes people will say, you know what, I'm going to take the stairs more. Maybe you don't like your job. Maybe your New Year's resolution is to find a new job. This is not my New Year's resolution. I love my job. I love working here, doing English lessons on YouTube, and I love going to my school and teaching in my classroom every day. So this is not mine, but some of you might. Maybe you don't like your boss. Maybe you don't like your coworkers. Maybe you don't like the job you're doing. And so your New Year's resolution is to find a new job. If it is, I wish you all the best. Now, this might be something all of you are doing. Learn a language. So this maybe doesn't apply to those of you who are watching this or to me who already is working on speaking 2 languages. But some people, they think, you know what, I should do something new this year. My New Year's resolution is to learn a language. Maybe I'll learn German. Maybe I'll learn Chinese. Maybe I'll learn French. I will learn a language so that I can travel to a country where they speak that language and practice it a bit. A great New Year's resolution. Maybe you will volunteer more. There are many ways to volunteer in Ontario, Canada. I'm sure there are many ways to volunteer in your community. One of the ways you can volunteer here is you can clean up garbage on the side of the road. I've done this a few times in the past, but I might actually do this more this year. One of the things that really bothers me is when people drink coffee and then throw their coffee cup out the window. Or they eat a hamburger and they throw the hamburger wrapper or box out the window. So I might volunteer. When you volunteer, it means you work for free. You do some kind of work that makes your community better or an organization better, and you do it for free. So I might do a little bit more volunteering. I do volunteer now already a little bit, but mostly I'm a dad who's really busy. But as my kids get older, it'll be easier for me to volunteer. Some people procrastinate. When you procrastinate, it means instead of doing what you should do, you just say, oh, I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it later. I'll do it the next day. No, I'm not going to do that tomorrow. I'll do it the next day. I'll do that after I have breakfast, or I'll do that after I watch a movie. When you procrastinate, it means you don't get any work done because you always find something else to do. So a very common New Year's resolution is to stop procrastinating. I'm going to stop procrastinating. I don't really have this problem. I'm usually pretty good at getting up and getting at it. I'm not a procrastinator. I was when I was in my 20s a little bit, but not now. This is a great a great New Year's resolution. This should be everyone's New Year's resolution. Be kinder, be nicer, be more helpful. If I could highlight one of these New Year's resolutions, I would say this is the most important one. If we want our world to be a better place, we all need to do this. We need to be kinder. We need to be more helpful. Hey, I see Brent's here. Brent says, sneaking in for a second to say hi. I have students in the room, but they are working on something. Shh. Oh, see, Brent was surprised that I was still teaching on the 23rd, but now I'm surprised that Brent's already back at school because I don't start school again until Monday. So I'm still on Christmas vacation. Good to see you, Brent. By the way, Brent, I'm doing a live lesson at 10 a.m. tomorrow. I hope that doesn't overlap. I'm pretty sure you have one at 9. So I'll double check the time so that we're not overlapping. I don't think we will be, but anyways, hi, Brent. Say hi to your students when you get a chance. Let's see here. Reduce stress. Life can be stressful. There can be things in life that you worry about all the time. You might have a stressful job. You might be in school and you find that stressful. So one thing people decide is they think, I'm going to try and reduce the amount of stress in my life. By the way, exercise reduces stress and working less reduces stress. Those two things are two things you can do to reduce stress. Of course, you work less, you might make less money. So that might be a different challenge. Okay, this is a big one. Spend less time on social media. Sometimes people spend endless amounts of time on Instagram or YouTube or TikTok or Facebook. They spend too much time on social media. So often people will say, you know, in the new year, I'm going to spend less time on social media. That's exactly how you would say it. I'm going to spend more time doing something fun, and I'm going to spend less time on social media. We actually, when someone watches Instagram Reels or watches little videos on TikTok, we call it the endless scroll. You can see what I'm doing with my thumb. I don't have my phone. But when you see someone and they're just sitting like this, we call it the endless scroll. You might do that sometimes. Hard for me to recommend this because I like it that all of you spend time on YouTube, but maybe you should spend less time on social media. Try it for a week or a month and see if your life gets better. Be tidier. That part of my room, I always find this funny. This is all really tidy. What you can't see here isn't very tidy. It's actually quite messy. But be tidier. Keep your room or your house or your apartment looking better. Often people will decide that they are going to get rid of things they don't need and organize their house in a way that it just looks nice and tidy. I'm naturally both tidy and messy. Depends on my area. My work area is always tidy. My desk at school is tidy, but I sometimes just throw my clothes on the floor in the bedroom. I'm not a very tidy person in some rooms of my house, but you should be tidier. Be more responsible. So this might be for someone who is younger. This could also be for someone who's a parent. When you are responsible, it means you're on time. It means you're reliable. It means you do things to help other people or to help yourself. Let me give you some examples. A responsible student goes to class on time. A responsible student does their homework. A responsible student works very hard. So if you were a student and you said, I'm going to be more responsible, you would do all those things more. A responsible parent has a job so they can buy food for their family and pay rent. So maybe in 2023, you are going to try and be more responsible. Face your fears. So I put a picture of someone skydiving because I'm afraid of heights and I will never go skydiving. But sometimes it's important to just face your fears. Maybe you have a job you don't like and you're afraid to get a new job. You might need to face your fear and just do it. Maybe you are afraid of exercise for some reason. You need to face your fear. When in English we say you need to face your fear, it means you try to do something that you're afraid of, that you know would be good for you. A better example would be this. Some people don't like going out and being social. They don't like hanging out with lots of people, but it's healthy to talk to people and have friends. So you might need to face your fear and do that more. Develop healthy habits. So this is something that goes back to mindfulness. When you develop healthy habits, it means you're trying to do things regularly that are good. So here are some healthy habits. Get up, go to bed on time, get up on time. Those are healthy habits. Don't go on social media for hours at end. That's healthy. It's healthy not to do that. Call your mom or dad if you can once a week. Let's see. Don't work late every day of the week. Develop habits in life that help you just be healthier. And to go along with that, take care of yourself. This is another way in English to say the same thing. When you take care of yourself, you regularly do things that make you healthier and happier. So one way to take care of yourself would be to go for a bike ride every day. One way to take care of yourself would be to eat healthier. So you might want to do things that definitely make you feel better and make you happier. So healthier and happier. Reward yourself. So it's important, I think, to sometimes do something fun. Sometimes you need to reward yourself. Maybe you reward yourself by getting some ice cream. Maybe you reward yourself by going to a concert. Maybe you reward yourself by going to a movie at the end of the month. Usually, though, a reward comes after you do something. So you could do something like this. I'm going to study English 5 days a week for a month. And then if I do that, I'm going to reward myself by buying myself a new book or by going to see a fun movie. So you give yourself a treat, I guess. Be more thankful. This goes along with being kinder. It's just good to thank people. I usually thank everyone for watching because I can make a lot of English lessons, but if people don't watch them, the whole thing doesn't work, right? So thank you for watching the lessons. I do appreciate that. And please spread the thankfulness around. This is what I put in here to be funny. If my dentist could give me a New Year's resolution, my dentist would say, you need to floss every day. So you're familiar with a toothbrush and toothpaste and you brush your teeth, but there's also a small string called floss, dental floss, that you're supposed to use to clean between your teeth. If you wanted to have a New Year's resolution in terms of your teeth, something that would make your dentist happy, you should floss every day. So this is common in some parts of the world. It depends on what kind of food you have. In North America, we have a lot of food with sugar in it. We have a lot of drinks with sugar in it. So sometimes people will say, I'm going to cut out sugar. This means they're going to try and eat stuff that doesn't have a lot of sugar in it. They're going to cut out sugar. So they're not going to drink soda or pop. They're not going to eat cookies. They're not going to eat anything that has sugar in it. They might stop putting sugar in their coffee. So one way to take better care of yourself actually is to cut out sugar. If you eat less sugar, you will be a healthier person. And then lastly, listen to more music and get outside more. So these are the last two. I think music is a very nice way to relax. If you are stressed or feeling a lot of stress, music can be helpful. And getting outside more. You should get outside more. Even for me, when it's the middle of winter, if I get outside, if I go outside, it just makes me feel better. There's something about the outdoors. So my two recommendations, if you're looking, let me give you three. If you're looking for 3 New Year's resolutions, I would say be kinder, be kind to people, listen to more music, and get outside more. I think those 3 will really, really help you, especially getting outside. I don't know how many times I have gotten up and I feel grouchy. And then after I go outside for a little bit, for half an hour or an hour, I just feel better. And then a lot of times at night, I will just listen to music. So do those two. I think they will help a lot. Hey, let's finish off the questions. I went fairly rapidly there, but hopefully that was okay. And as I do this, make sure you remember there is a live English lesson tomorrow at 10 a.m. I'm pretty sure, let me just scroll back here and see. Brent says, yes, live stream at 9, I'll be done. Yeah, so Brent has a live stream at 9. I have one at 10, back to back. Back to back. Let's see here. Finish off the questions. From Gabio, hey Bob, how's your morning? Question, do you think it's possible to reach C2 in English? Have a lovely day. Here's my personal theory. You can get to level B1 or B2 by living at home and studying English using the internet and with an English tutor. So if you don't know the levels, it's A1, A2, B1, B2, C1, C2. Those are the CEFR language levels. I think through home study, and if you have a speaking partner that you meet with online, 30 minutes a week or an hour a week, you can reach level B2. I think in order to reach level C1, I think you need to live in the country where that language is spoken. It's not required, but I certainly think if I wanted my C1 for French, I have my B2 in French from Alliance Française. If I wanted my C1, I think I would need to go live in Quebec for 6 months or a year, or in France for 6 months or a year. For some reason, living in country helps a lot. Johnny, hi Bob, how about living in Canada? I will head to Canada for living soon as an immigrant. I'm learning English. What suggestions do you have for me? Thank you. So for immigrants to Canada, the government has a lot of language learning programs that you can use. So look for programs at your local. There might be an immigrant support center. There might be a local high school or a local college that have courses. But certainly as you go through the immigration process, ask a lot of questions. Where can I learn English? Are there classes I can take? And someone will point you in the right direction. Let's see, from Suyun, Happy New Year, Bob. I'm in my late 40s. My resolution is to go to school, to TESOL graduate school in Canada or the USA. How could I say to the immigration officer for visa interview? I'm not sure. You should just do a search for how to go to graduate school in Canada as a non-Canadian, and you'll find some information. I'm not a real expert on that. Let's see here. Ralph says, my resolution was to remember all the calendar entries. Bob, my calendar says Bob's birthday was 3 days ago. Happy belated birthday. Sorry, I didn't remember. Well, the birthday for my YouTube channel was 3 days ago. January 3rd is the day I started my YouTube channel. So that might be what you're saying. In that case, we would say probably happy anniversary or congratulations on doing YouTube for 6 years. It's been a while. Let's see here. Freddie the Frenchie, Bob, is the dry January resolution well known and well respected in Canada? Thanks and see you tomorrow. I'm familiar with it. This is where you don't drink alcoholic beverages in January. I don't know anyone who's doing it though. But yes, it definitely is something that we have here in North America where people promise to themselves that they won't drink alcoholic beverages in January. Hey, that was the last question. So a couple of things. Number one, this lesson will come out in a shorter version in a couple of days. You should watch it. It's great for your listening skills. It's great because you'll have some repetition and you will probably remember everything I taught much more. Number two, I will have a live Q&A lesson tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. During that lesson, you can ask me anything about the English language or about me, or about YouTube or whatever. I just like to talk, so I will answer as many questions as I can. And then lastly, I just want to say bye to a few people. First, thanks to Dave for moderating. Happy New Year again, Dave. And Happy New Year to all of you. And let me just say bye to John. I think John's already checked out. Bye to Rod, Sophia, Christmas. Let's see here. I don't have my reading glasses. Lolly, when I lean back, that's how I can see better. Lolly, CS team, Merlene, Mode Eggs by Mode Eggs. Thanks again for hanging out. Thanks for the gift. Bye to Freddie Wolf, Yuko, Yuri, and everyone else who is here. I'm going to wrap this up, everyone. If you're one of the 500 or so people who are watching, there is a subscribe button there. You should click it. It makes you happy. Your New Year's resolution should be to subscribe to my channel. It's really easy to do. You click and then you're done. You did it. So, yes, once again, bye to everyone. I'm going to sign off now. Sign off means to say bye if you're doing like a live broadcast of any kind. So bye, everyone. See you tomorrow. It should be fun. Oh, there's a lot more buys going on. Bye, Yaroslav, Noriko, John Wedge, Gzu, Hypo, Unsul is here. Bye to all of you. I didn't scroll down. Bye, Paco-san. Ruslan is here. Hi, Ruslan. Bye to Ruslan as well. And Daria, and Leon, and No User, and Unmei, and all of you.